everybody, this is City Scrapper. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a scrapbook layout process video for you, and I created this layout for the LOAD event. LOAD stands for Layout a Day, and it is an event that is hosted by Scrap Happy, and there's lots of information on their website, scraphappy.org. I'll put that in the description box below. Right now I am using a piece of 120-pound smooth white cardstock. I covered it in white gesso, and I'm using some Heidi Swapp metallic texture paste in white, and that's an Echo Park stencil called Spider Cobweb, and I'm just using that to make a diagonal down the page. My plan is to use a picture on the left. That picture was a picture that was taken in Salem, Massachusetts, and if you've watched my videos, I talk about Salem a lot. My kids are a little old to be dressing up for Halloween, although they do now and then when they go to a party, but I get tons of Halloween-themed pictures when we go to Salem. We didn't go this year, but we have gone there for several years, and it's just a lot of fun. The vampire that you see in that picture there, they just have them all along the street. You can take pictures with the characters there. They have lots of them. Now I'm using my Prima Color Bloom sprays. I purchased these from Peachy Cheap, and I love these sprays. They are really all full of metallic and shine. So I'm using some greens. There's a color up in the upper right-hand corner. It looks a little like black, but it's actually a dark green color. And now that I look at it on the page, I think it looks fine. At the time, I thought the color might be a little bit too dark. I was initially going for brighter colors, but I feel like that color would have been fine mixed into all the little spider webs there. Unfortunately, a lot of what I'm doing now gets covered up. I was trying, sometimes I kind of go crazy on the background with the mixed media, and I feel that there's a little too much, but then I decided to put a lot of embellishments on top, so a good part of it gets covered up, but I'm okay with that because that's kind of part of the territory of mixed media. It's a background, and not all of it is visible. So I'm going back in with the colors that I used and just adding some splatters, trying to keep them, for the most part, around the spider webs. They don't have to be exactly, but I did want to keep them going along that diagonal. And I'm just adding the green and the orange and just trying to get a couple little splatters all around, like I said, all around each of those webs. So up on the top of the paper, you can see that there's a little bit of a mess created, so I'm just going back in with some gesso and just covering it up. And then once I did that, I came back in and I added some more splatters in and dried them off. And I've seen Missy Whidden use that paper towel roll technique many times, and I have started using that. It's great for picking up color if you don't want really dark splashes of color. I do like to do that on the splatters. And as you can see, I'm adding lots and lots of splatters, drying them off, and now I am starting to embellish. I tried out a bunch of things and I just felt that they were too large, so I do end up using those tiny black leaves, but I guess I was just trying it out. First, I'm going to mat my photo. I found this black pattern paper in my Halloween scrap envelope, and I was thinking of putting some other papers behind that paper, but then even though I thought they looked nice, you know, those are some nice papers. Those are from a basic gray Erie collection that I really like. I decided I didn't want to take up too much of the background with the picture. I didn't want the mat to extend too far out and cover up even more of the mixed media, so I just opted with that one piece of paper behind the photo, and then I just popped it up on some of that adhesive fun foam. So now I'm back to figuring out the embellishment clusters, and I'm going to keep that diagonal kind of pattern going. And the black leaves were something I purchased, I had in my stash. I'm not sure where those are from, but the green leaves are from Petaloo, and they have that little piece of cord with the stamen attached, and I thought it looked pretty just like that. The colors were perfect, so I used those. And then those purple branches are just a Halloween pick, probably from Michael's. And the little orange, I guess those are like flower buds, I'm not really sure. They were probably from Michael's. I do comb the Halloween pick section when they have it every year and see if there are any things that aren't two-dimensional, and I think would look nice on the pages. And little touches of them are nice, that you don't have to put them on in large quantities, so I do look for things that I think will look cute or scary. So I'm pretty happy with what I have picked out there. Because these items are dimensional and some of them are covered in glitter, they're not easy to glue down. So here I'm using my Liquitex Heavy Duty Gel Medium, and some of those pieces aren't cooperating, but I do get all of them down in the end. And the page is very dimensional. Some people are not super fond of dimensional pages. It doesn't bother me. Sometimes it means you can't put as many pages into an album, and I'm okay with that. So because the embellishments are rather dimensional, I do try to glue them down as I'm deciding where they go. I often like to leave things unglued so that I can kind of adjust things, but for this layout and these embellishments, and you have to glue them down or they will move around on you, and so I had to make some decisions. One thing about the load event, which is a layout a day, if you're making a layout a day, you can't spend too much time thinking about every little thing on your layout. You have to kind of make quick decisions and glue them down to get the layout done and posted in time. So that generally works pretty well for me. It kind of forces me to just figure out what I want to do and just do it. And I do continue going around the page with the Liquitex gel medium and putting all these little things where I think they go. And I did take a picture earlier to follow in case things did get moved around. I do that a lot. I like to arrange things and then take a picture, and then in case I'm not really liking the way things are coming, I can always refer back to the way that I had it, that I liked it, and follow that. Although sometimes it seems like no matter what I do, I can't get it even just the way it was in the photo, even with the photo to refer to. I don't really understand that, but anyway. So I'm pretty happy with the way everything is arranged. Everything is pretty much glued down, and now I'm putting the gel medium on the foam that's under my photo, but I decided to put one more layer of foam because I wanted the picture to pop up past all those embellishments so the picture would sit nicely on top of the embellishments. And sometimes with the heavy duty gel, I have to put heavy items on top of the embellishments just to kind of keep them flat and keep them from popping up before they dry. I had tried using that leaf earlier, that skeleton leaf, and it was just too big. But then I thought if I cut it into little pieces, it would add some nice touches, almost like when people put cheesecloth on their layouts. It just adds a nice touch of texture, and I thought this could serve the same purpose. So I am just cutting that leaf apart into little pieces and just trying to fill in some of the gaps that are around the page. So I just continue going around the page, cutting up that leaf and adding little bits in. I just wanted to talk a minute about having finished the load challenge. I don't know if you've ever done a challenge that requires you to complete a layout a day in order to stay current in the challenge. I've been doing load for a while, and it seems that each time it's a little different. This time I really struggled to get all of the layouts done. Not every day, but there were just some days that I found it challenging, but I stuck with it, and I'm so happy that at the end of the month that I have 31 layouts completed, this being one of them. So I wanted to add a little touch. I like to add bats on pages, on the Halloween pages, not everyone, but I added these 2 foam bats. And now I'm thinking about my title. So titles are probably my least favorite part of layouts. I was going to call it Spooky, and then I thought I've named so many pages Spooky. So I decided to take that off, and I actually looked on the internet and found this title called Vamp It Up, and I thought that would be the perfect title for this layout. I used some thickers, and then I also used these little tiny older K & Company letters that I had in my stash. I was going to put them off to the side, and then I decided to put them underneath. And I love adding different types of letters to my titles. I read somewhere that you shouldn't add more than 2 different types of fonts. You don't have to follow all the rules, but I generally keep that in mind. Now I am adding that little moon, which I believe is a Tim Holtz piece of ephemera. And I was also thinking that I would like another touch of gold on the layout. So I am using my little piece of acetate that I keep handy to cover up my photo, and I'm using some Heidi Swapp Color Shine. I'm also attaching this bow. I just tied that from some orange ribbon. And now I am using some photo corners on the right. I'm preparing them with some Prima Sparks paint in Dragon's Eye. And I'm also covering them with some metallic Lustre in White Frost and Black Shimmer. And those photo corners were made with some paper clay in molds. And they're not super heavy, but I am using some of the gel medium to attach them to my photo. And then I decided that orange bow was too bulky, and I added in a black bow instead. And that's my layout, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope if you like this video, you will give it a thumbs up, and you will think about subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much to my current subscribers. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.